Good day, everyone. I hope you're doing well because we will start the day with this problem. I will give you 1 minute to try to solve it in any method that you know. And at the end of our lesson, we will solve it together to know if you got the correct answer. Don't worry to make mistakes. At least you know you've tried. Are you ready now? And here it goes. A rectangular lot has an area of 9x squared minus 25 square units. Letter A. How long and wide is the given lot? Letter B. If x is equal to 3 units, what are the exact dimensions of the said lot? The 1 minute timer starts now. You may use scratch paper to solve the problem. Go!
T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Time's up. To solve such problem that we previously had, we need to understand the topic that we will discuss today, and that is factoring difference of two squares. By the way, before I proceed, may I introduce myself? I am Mr. Alvin Ruel Santos, your math teacher for today. As I mentioned, our topic is factoring difference of two squares, and with that, you are expected at the end of the lesson to identify polynomials which are difference of two squares. Factor this difference of two squares and apply this concept of factoring in problem solving. So let's begin. First, we need to know how to identify if the given polynomial is a difference of two squares or not. And how do we do that? Here are the things you must check. Number 1. Is it a binomial? Remember that a binomial is a polynomial with two terms. Number 2. Is the operation between the two terms subtraction? Number 3. Do the two terms separated by the minus sign have exact square roots? If you answered yes to all of these questions, then it is definitely dots, or difference of two squares. Let's check if you understand how to identify dots by doing this activity. Your task is to identify which of the following binomials are difference of two squares. I'll give you a couple of minutes to determine your answer before I reveal it to you.
T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds.
Time is running.
T minus 20 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
I hope you are
2,
answering right now.
1, 0.
Finish it up. Okay, time's up. Let us check. Let's start with number 1. Is it dots or not? If you answer dots, then you are correct. How about number 2? Is it dots or not? If you answer not dots, then you are right, because the term 196x has no exact square root. How about number 3? Is it dots or not? Correct. It is a dots. Number 4. Is it dots or not? Not dots, because the operation between the two terms is not subtraction, but instead it is addition. How about number 5? Is it dots or not? Again, it is not dots, for 8 has no exact square root. And finally, number 6. Is it dots or not? Yes, it is dots. You got it right. I hope you answered all the items correct. Now you are ready to factor difference of two squares. After knowing which polynomial is a difference of two squares, we proceed now on how to factor them. Remember that dots or difference of two squares are binomials whose terms are perfect square mathematical expressions, separated by a minus sign. Also, recall that the product of the sum and difference of two terms, a and b, yields a product which is a difference of the squares of a and b. In symbols, the quantity a plus b times the quantity a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. Following the symmetric property of equality, we can say that a squared minus b squared, which we call difference of two squares, is equal to the product of a plus b and a minus b. Hence, we just express dots as the product of the sum and the difference of the exact square roots of the two terms separated by the minus sign. Now let's try factoring dots. We have example number 1, x squared minus 36. So first, we get the principal roots of x squared and 36, and those are x and 6 respectively. Then write the square roots as binomials separated by plus and minus signs. Hence, the answer is x plus 6 times x minus 6. I hope you get the process correctly. Let's try example number 2. 9x to the 4th power minus 4y to the 6th power. Following the same procedure in example 1, we need to get the principal roots of 9x to the 4th and 4y to the 6th. And those are 3x squared and 2y cubed, respectively. Then write the square roots as binomials, separated by plus and minus signs. Thus the answer is 3x squared plus 2y cubed multiplied by 3x squared minus 2y cubed. I hope you can still follow with our lesson. Example number 3, we have 1/4 minus 81x squared. As we all know, we get first the principal roots of 1/4 and 81x squared. And we know that 1/2 is the square root or the principal root of 1/4, and 9x is the principal root of 81x squared. Then we make use of these square roots and write it as as binomials separated by plus and minus signs. Therefore, the factored form of 1/4 minus 81x squared is the quantity 1/2 plus 9x multiplied by the quantity 1/2 minus 9x. Perfect! You understood the process correctly. Kudos to everyone. Let's put a test to your understanding on how to factor difference of two squares by doing this next activity. Your task is to factor the given difference of two squares. I'll give you a couple of minutes to write your answer, then we will check it together after.
T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds.
The process, make sure you put it the correct answer.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
One minute.
T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds.
Finalize your answer.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And time's up. Now, we will check whether your answers are correct. Let's have number 1. If you answered 3x cubed plus 1 times 3x cubed minus 1, then you are correct. Number 2. If you answered y plus 6x times y minus 6x, then you are definitely correct. Number 3. What's your answer? The answer is 2x squared y plus 5z multiplied by 2x squared y minus 5z. And number 4, your answer is correct. 10 plus 7y times 10 minus 7y. How many get a perfect score? I hope everybody does. Congratulations! Now, let us apply the factoring method in solving the problem of the day given at the beginning of our lesson. And here it is again. A rectangular lot has an area of 9x squared minus 25 square units. Letter A, how long and wide is the given lot? Letter B, if x is equal to 3 units, what are the exact dimensions of the said lot? To solve for the first question, we simply factor 9x squared minus 25, which happens to be a dots or a difference of two squares. What now is the factored form of 9x squared minus 25? Very good. It is really 3x plus 5 times 3x minus 5. Thus, we can say that the lot is 3x plus 5 units long and 3x minus 5 wide, or vice versa. And to answer the next question, we simply substitute the value of x, which is 3, to the derived dimension. So, 3x plus 5 becomes 3 times 3 plus 5, which is equal to 14 units, while 3x minus 5 will be 3 times 3 minus 5, which is 4 units. Did you get the same answer during the first try? Yes, during the start of the lesson. I don't think so. But now I am sure that you got it correctly, for we are done with the lesson of factoring difference of two squares. For your assignment, kindly solve the following problems. Until next time, thank you and see you soon. God bless.